Lords podcast.
All right, and we are live. Yo, this is tradition right now. We're at Pax East. We have the Lords, Wicked Good Gaming, LordsGaming.net, 108 Dragons TV in the building. Back in a convention, Pax East. It's good to be back, y'all. It's good to be back.
Real good to be back.
Surreal.
It's surreal. It's surreal. It's surreal. But we're all here.
Chris, where are you?
We're all here, Chris. Chris, you can come out now.
then he really comes out.
We have decided, we have the
Behind that
Steve
curtain,
Austin
right
music
over there.
comes out. Yeah. Behind curtain number one.
Off some music for it to get copyrighted. Okay,
that's right. Yeah, true. Yeah, we can't even say that because we'll get copyright struck, and that's a whole other battle we don't want to revisit. But we're live from PAX East 2022. Once again, we have illustrious guests every single week, and this week is no different. Actually, it is different because we have like a dozen
we have a fucking
people.
Tour bus.
We have a whole. I mean, this is easily the most guests, hopefully the most we'll ever have. But illustrious guests every single week, back live, direct, episode 282 of Not Another Gaming Podcast, a very special head-to-head. Doubleheader edition, Iron Lords podcast. We're in the realm. You're back once again, live and direct, with the most beautiful, sensual, electric, notorious gaming podcasts, plural, on these internet streets. When Al Gore was thinking about inventing the internet and was coming up with the concept for it, this is exactly what he had in mind. And once again, like I said, we have illustrious guests every week, and this week is no different. We're live right upstairs at PAX East 2022, and we had to like evict G4 to get out of this room. We had to.
Who was that? G4 had to go? Who that?
That was really
you got to go. The Bush is called.
The Lords, Wicked Good 108.
Fucking G5 thyroid.
That's right. We're joined once again from across the realms and beyond, from New York and beyond, by the entire, hopefully at least the majority of the Iron Lords podcast family. Lord Addict, Lord Sovereign, Lord Snaldo. We got Gene. Where's Gene? There he is. Gene's here.
That's Lord Gene.
Lord Gene, Lord King, 108 Dragons TV, and of course, my cross-universe family, one of the most electric podcast hosts in the game, Lord Cognito. How the fuck is everybody feeling today, man?
So good. But see, okay, first of all, you fucked up Gene's name. All right? Because Gene's name is Magic Gene. All right? All right? You gotta work the bottle to get the genie out. Pause. All right? So that's Magic Gene.
Shaft. You get call Lord Shaft.
Oh, yeah, because the Jack. Oh, yeah.
So, Iron Lord listeners, this is going to be a different level of podcast this Sunday for you guys.
You heard the F-bomb already.
First of all, this is not Sunday.
This is not Sunday.
Second of all, this is not, for you guys, this is for the Patreon dudes. Y'all get that little extra special.
We're not going to give them the people.
Nah, they got a lot of other. Wow.
They got
Okay, so
Uncensored version.
Listen, I've been outvoted, so I thought we was able to curse. Nobody told me we wasn't able to curse.
Just discussion.
Whoever writes the least blogs,
we can curse that?
you guys can go through and censor it.
All I want to know is this shit we can curse at?
Motherfucking right.
We outside.
It's like it's gonna change. Can I curse or not?
You can be you.
All right, thank you.
That's right. Whoever out of the whole ILP team, whoever writes the least amount of blogs this week, you guys have to go through and bleep out all the swears. That's your punishment for the lack of productivity.
It's gonna be like two minutes of content. The intro.
And of course, joined by our very own Dr. Bob as well. Myself and Bob were here. Chris cannot be here with us, which I know comes as a surprise to many many long-time listeners. But he's got his own bag chasing going on right now. So, but we'll just get right into it. We normally start off the show with a little weekend recap, but we're in the midst of the weekend right now. If you're listening to this show,
ask us on Sunday.
Ask us on, don't even ask me anything on Sunday. I'm going to be 20 pina coladas deep, floating face down in a pool in Mexico. So.
Sounds delicious.
And so if you're listening to this on Friday, This is the pre-recorded version from the week prior with Pax East. We'll throw a couple interviews in here maybe, but I guess we'll just go around the horn. I mean, love to hear what you guys are looking at the show, like what you guys have seen so far. I know we're day 2 technically, it's day 1 for us, but what any highlights from the show? Anything standing out right now?
Saul, what you doing?
So today we talked to 4 different devs over at Apogee Games, the publisher is Apogee, and we saw 4 games, 3 of which were built in Unity, and all look totally different. Like Unity used to be the butt of so many jokes.
It used to look like Roblox.
It did.
We
and
actually
now
came across a bunch of devs using Unity.
and now it's so robust. Like we saw one game which is a zombie game, which is what was it called? Dead. I can't even remember the name now.
Dead Fury.
Dead Fury, right. So that was a zombie game that's it takes the horde mode aspects of Days Gone and just kind of turns it up to 10.
I didn't think I saw Days Gone because Days Gone looked a little bit weird in it. What I did see...
We didn't see a horde yet.
Yeah, exactly. What I did see was, what was that Microsoft game, the launch title? State of Decay. It looked like a cleaner State of Decay.
Okay.
And the developer...
Wait a second, you're telling me an indie dev has a cleaner version of the Xbox product?
Well, we had...
It looked like it.
He knows how to poke. He knows how to poke. And I want y'all to know... I want y'all to know, during this whole interview, this whole podcast, this whole situation, that we are definitely the same person in different skins.
Yes.
He's white, I'm black. Wait. This is for audio podcast. Yeah, that's right. This is an audio podcast. Check it out. So I'm giving it to you so you can hear it and feel it. Pause. But also, he's PlayStation and I'm Xbox.
Yes.
I have no affiliation.
God.
I don't like fucking with you.
Check it out. Me too. Right? But the last time I saw you, what was said was Halo would be out before God of War.
Great.
And you told me, but what you said was,
45
what you said was,
45 minutes later.
Halo was never gonna come out.
I got hijacked again.
No, it's still in beta.
But the best part about it is
It's still in beta.
playable beta. And your joint got question marks around it.
As you say, Saul.
Yes. So anyway, the State of Decay game looks really good. The developer has
That's what this defense was for.
yeah, exactly. Hell yeah. He has a background as a director in movies and stuff like that. So the cinematography in the game, as far as the game looks, lighting and everything, this guy has only been a developer for 3 years.
Wow.
The game looks incredible.
Fantastic.
And he did a wonderful interview.
But there isn't much of a horde at this point. So, again, I don't know if his aspirations are going to be reached, but the game looks absolutely gorgeous. And again, Unity. Then we saw one called Below the Stone, which is more of it's a little bit of Stardew Valley of steampunk, SteamWorld Dig, stuff like that. So kind of roguelike, sort of Metroidvania sort of stuff, but with crafting and all this sort of stuff. So it looked very cool. Then we saw Turbo Overkill.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
And that was
It was incredible.
I can't believe it. Oh man. Yeah. So again, if you love Doom, if you love Quake, Unreal games like that, that is taken to the next level. Because again, you look at it and it's old sensibilities, but it's a brand new game.
Right.
And what was the last one Element. Element was the last game that we saw, and that reminded me. Everybody, I'm telling you, now's when you're really starting to see the Breath of the Wild influence. When people are it's 4 or 5 years removed. The games that when people saw Breath of the Wild, it's oh my God, I have to make something like that.
Right.
And that was this. This game looked like Breath of the Wild with a mixture of Cameo. Back in the day, Xbox 360 launch
Known
game.
RPG.
Oh my God, don't get me started.
Wait, what's the subtext? What's going on? What's going on?
So the subtext is also, I'm going to need to just use your audio because this shit is fucking up all over the place.
So what's not an RPG?
I'm just going to stop. Cameo Elements of Power is not an RPG. So
It's
we.
confirmed not, but
This is
How you doing it?
no. So we play a game called Zoltan Bob's Guess My Game, and so basically it's like 20 questions, and you have to guess the game at the end of it. So one of the questions was, "Is this a role playing game?" And he said yes, which threw me completely off, and I didn't get it. It was like the first time we did it, and
Yeah, it was early.
also this is way better now. I can actually see you guys.
Let's go.
So it was like the first time we ever did it, and I was like, "What the fuck, bro? It's not an RPG." What are you talking about? He's like, "Yes, it is." I'm like, "It's like a platform, like action platformer. Like, it's not, there's no RPG elements in it." And then he was like looking at the Wikipedia for it, and he's like, "I guess it doesn't really say anything about RPG." So that was got an asterisk on it, but
So, AKA, he went there to prove you wrong. He's like, oh, it's not going with me.
it's a cooperative game.
Listen, I
the
can
Guess
admit
My
what
Game.
I'm
See, at least he admitted it. I know people that would look at it, just put their phone down.
For somebody
You know,
who's been
they do that secret double checking and they don't confirm afterwards.
for someone who's been wrong a single digit amount of times in their life.
There we go. Would you say you like 97% right all the time?
I say 99.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
99.
Do you feel us?
No. It's a boat job.
I'm not feeling either one of you guys.
Because the rest of us can pack it in. We'll just let them go.
These two know how to show.
We can tell you, I tell you, it's the
I
truth.
may understand you, but I'm not touching you.
If you don't hear us, you'll hear us later.
So that was this as far as
Yeah, that was, I mean, again, the stuff that we saw together, like WrestleQuest, all that stuff. We saw Boxing Manager, like the original Boxing Manager, Championship Boxing Manager was like a 90s PC.
Okay.
And they decided to bring it back. And they're going to bring it to PC. They're going to bring it to all platforms now. It's still
Even
the
Switch.
same. Yeah, even the Switch.
I thought the fact that
Even the Switch. That's a good console. They should have it on Switch.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
Coming in
You
hot.
see them too, right? They're talking that crap again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
My pro rating.
Yeah, that's it.
I thought the fact they called that Professional Boxing Manager 2 was a bit. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a real one. There's a real one.
Oh, wait, it was one.
Oh, there's part one. Yeah,
There's part one, 1999.
It would have worked as a bit too, because it's like, what game is this?
Yeah.
And I don't remember playing Boxing Manager back in the day.
1999.
He played it.
1999.
Wow,
Yeah, never even
that's
heard of it.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
It was a
you guys
little
can talk
known
about the other
game,
stuff that we all
man.
did together, but I'm just happy to be fucking back.
Yes.
Just to see people
Yep.
at the devs, the guys at Apogee, every single dev was so happy to see us. They sat us down at a round table. They came in and played. We said we were going to record 3 minutes, and everyone was like at least 7, 8.
Yeah, they let us
Yeah,
rock.
I
They let
don't
us
think
rock.
I've gone like under 15 minutes like talking because we just shoot the shit and like we're just kind of go back and forth.
And they love that, and they love, especially from us, because again, the fans go and they see it, and it's like they talk to them, they want to play the games, they're excited about the games, but the conversation isn't the same.
Right.
We go and we talk to them, and they're like, "Yo, we miss you guys. We haven't seen you guys." Like a lot of these guys we saw it play NYC.
Yeah,
We saw them even at whatever the last PAX was, and the game is now coming to fruition.
Yes.
Right.
So man, it's just fun to be back, man, and to meet these two, Chris,
Yeah,
my man Chris. What's up,
Chris,
Chris?
what up,
But it's funny because the inside joke between Wicked Good and ILP is that it's either Solve can never make it or Chris can never make it. So these two have literally not
They
met.
cannot.
And we've been here like mad Paxes. And it always works out that one or the other is not
Just
there.
for some reason or another, yeah. It
And
can't
we
be-
said
it's-
driving here, well, riding the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, the train.
Shout out to
Sorry. We can't wait
Yeah, because we like, finally.
for them to meet.
a momentous occasion.
See, I know Bob is
not
going to be there. I know Bob is going to be
Dom.
I'll
there.
be there. I'll be here today, and that's it.
Yeah, you see, but I know he's
sleeping
going
in
to be
tomorrow.
there. I know Dom's going to be there.
Lead
But
the charge.
then again, Chris.
Yeah.
They're gonna
But
meet.
then
and
again, so.
they're gonna meet, and the world's gonna implode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I think.
Not meant to be.
The
God forbid
multiverse.
you meet-
No,
That's right. It's like a-
suck everything in. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
It's
One
gonna
black
be one
hole.
of those things like you're walking on the opposite side of the street one day, and you look over and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like the end of like the Dark Knight Rises, where like, they're, like and you just like see it and just like I don't know.
I'd be back.
But yeah, no, I think Chris is gonna try to make it to the ASO party tomorrow night. So if that happens, and then the entire nightclub
The world gonna blow up.
implodes in on itself, then
Well, we'll see the dance floor.
we go
just
out
clap.
that's right.
You go happy.
That's right.
We thought it was going
I'm
to
gonna
collapse
take
the
care of
last
myself.
time.
That's right.
That last time it was boom, boom.
Oh my God, yeah.
We thought it was
I
going to
got
collapse.
a picture of that, man.
Yeah, that was
Stuff
nuts, right?
That was a move.
Yo, you remember him dancing? He had a dance off with the black dude.
Yeah.
And he out danced that dude.
I do remember.
And the dude was from New York. And I said, how the hell you
He had to move.
Yo, he put the Dougie on him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
my
let them play
God.
no reggae in there.
Yes, yes.
Yes. They play heads high killer with
Yes.
nose over.
They got the stinky leg.
Is that the same spot right across from Fenway?
Yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, not across from Fenway. It's like Theater District. It's kind of close.
Okay.
Wait, is it not at? Oh, it's at Royale this
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, it's a different location.
Is it a different
Yeah,
place?
I think so.
Yeah.
'Cause I think
Royale is a lot better than the.
I think the other place. I can't remember where the place was near Fenway, but I know.
I remember the
House of
joint
Blues.
there.
Was that
House of Blues. Yeah, House of
right.
Blues. Yeah.
Okay, so that was like 2 times ago. I think that was when we first met. That was when we first linked up. Yes. Okay. All right. That makes a lot. That makes a lot more sense.
That's when they name ring bells when we walked up to the. You know who the hell we are? He looked at the girl. He looked at yo. Do you know who we are? We Wicked Good Gaming.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah. Let him do. Because the young the young chick ain't know.
Yeah.
She didn't know, but the older chick.
Yeah.
What are you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, right.
She's like, oh, they're good. Send them right in.
Send him in.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they with them? Send him in.
I'm so glad because I feel like I'm like an asshole when I tell that story, or like I like Bob.
It's a true
But
story.
we were talking to one of our buddies earlier, and we were telling that exact story, and I was like, and I guarantee that they remember it the exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were standing right there, and they were like, "Oh, is it Wicked Gaming? Yeah, they're good. Send them. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Why are they
When
waiting
you
out here in the cold?"
When you was like, you know who we are, she probably like, I don't, but that sounds like something like
You
the
sound very
mafia.
accurate.
Just in
better
case,
know.
it's not worth our lives. Go in.
It's like they're the hometown heroes. What are you crazy?
It's like we are in Boston.
That's when I knew who I was messing with, because I was just like, 'cause the young chick tried to shut it down. Like,
Oh, you're not on the list.
You're not on the list.
the older chick said, excuse you.
Fucked up because we were on the list too.
Exactly.
We've got it not on the list.
Yeah.
I asked this. Okay, this is how he got the name Magic Gene. All right.
Oh, yes.
Now get this part. Get this part. He's at some weird party with
I'm with the Polish devs.
yeah.
My God, I remember that.
That's him.
First of all, I blacked out that night. I remember that. I remember that. I do remember that.
Okay,
So was it the Scum guy? Not the Scum guys. It was what was the company?
I know.
There was
I
a
know
ton
who
of
you're
Polish
talking
devs there. They
Yes.
all came together and then they all rented out like a VFW. It was a Polish club in downtown.
yeah, it looked like Tumbleweeds was in there, right? When we looked, because he said he showed the picture, and he's like. We were like, and we showed them a picture where we were.
Oh yeah.
Almost like if you went to a VFW after a funeral service to like get
Yeah.
food, like
Done that all-
like
do it
big
all the time,
CD out of a tray. Like, oh my god! And they're just playing like they have a projector where they're playing trailers of the games, and I take a picture. And it's like nobody there, but all the Polish devs, and like it's like a weird prom vibe where everyone's kind of sitting in their own corner drinking by themselves. Take one picture, send it to the guys.
But we're fucking stomping.
Yeah, we were taking pictures, holding each other up. We getting free food and free drinks. This was the free food and free drinks time, right? An hour right before.
They had trays that they needed to clear off, and they just walked by
Yeah,
us.
and she just kept bringing it to us.
They couldn't even get past to anybody else. 'Cause they hit a wall.
We literally set a wall.
They hit a wall, and it was just like, okay, we'll take one of those. And then she was like, all right, I gotta turn around, I guess.
And they kept hitting
I'm
us.
gonna save you so many steps tonight. You just come right over here.
Just
and then
come right over here.
So we told him, and I swear to God, I had 2 drinks, and then I turned around.
He was there.
He was there. Now, get this part.
I remember.
This is the part where
Magic Gene was there.
you guys got in off of the strength of, you know who the hell we is. How the hell did he get past security?
That's what I want to know.
That fast, get upstairs, get inside, and he turned around. He had the jean jacket, then the suit jacket on.
Yes.
And he said, "Yeah, pass me the drink. What's up?"
So there was a crazy line to get in, but the media line was gone because you guys had started that early media hour. So I got an Uber. It was like a mile away. We just a mile or two away, and we went down and went up the stairs and got through the check. You know, got my
See, that's how.
You know what happened?
You know that's when you're lying, right? You stumble over your words. You can't remember the lie.
Just give a few hours in there.
You know what happened? G was in the back of that Uber just waiting for the person to go to the bathroom, and he just ran up the stairs.
Well, and everyone in that line to get in was like, "Who are you? Why are you cutting the line?"
I have a blazer.
Like,
Don't ask me.
Yeah, I gotta fucking blazer.
Exactly. That laser,
Yeah.
that Reggie
If I'm
Fils
dressed
big
nicer
joint.
than you, don't ask me
Yeah,
questions.
don't ask me
Said I'm Magic Gene. Who the hell are you talking to?
That's right. Now you see me. Now you don't.
And that's the last thing I remember because I blacked out too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the Polish devs were there that night.
Yeah, they came in with him.
Came in with him.
I think they skipped a lot of their own part because there was like nobody there.
That's crazy.
I specifically remember because look, there was
Because he was
a lot
over the
of
top
hazy
next
shit
to the bar,
going on
yeah.
that night. I don't fucking remember a lot of it, but I remember because I interviewed with them earlier that day, and they were like, "I remember you," and I was like,
Those were the scum.
"Who?"
guys.
Yeah.
It was Scum, and there was another.
I know exactly.
Sorry, another Polish company. I don't remember who else it was.
I was a night, man. There was a lot of stuff going on. That was classic. That's what we knew from a Boston party standpoint for going to E3. Boston hit different.
Really?
Like it's just to this day. Like I tell people, I was like, the E3 is cute. That's cute what y'all doing.
That's cute, yeah.
But over here,
it's different. East Coast is different.
different. When that's what I said. When the East is in the house,
That's right.
oh my God.
That's
We
why
never
they went to
wa-
school in New England.
We
Yes.
never once went to
Parties that-
E3.
Dude, I used to come. I went to Bentley. And
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay.
I would come in. So the week before exams, you come into Harvard Square. Harvard had freaking parties. MIT had parties.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was open bar for any of the schools to come in. Didn't have to be from that school.
Yeah, they
gotta
don't
be for the
think-
school.
Dude.
People just walking off the
MIT
street.
open
dude.
bars were like 4 hours long. it was just disgusting. Dude, Boston, because it's a college town.
a college town.
Always have, so people that graduate and stay in Boston, you're still in that.
Yeah,
You're still
yeah,
in there.
yeah, you stay there,
You never
yeah.
mind. You never
Yeah.
leave that behind.
Yep. Yep.
Look at him thinking.
Another couple of those.
Let's get back to these games, though.
Yeah. So
We
one
got
thing,
to focus.
one thing I
Reminisce.
noticed is that I've seen a lot of cool like organizations, like gaming orgs
Yeah.
here, not just devs. But we spoke to two different orgs already today. One of them was oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. It was COPE, which is coalition of parents in esports.
Okay.
So they're focused on resources and like assistance and like kind of a community of parents who have children in professional esports orgs or like are pursuing a career in esports or something like that to help them with, like how do I help my kid? Like how do I, help nurture this and not have it be like a stigma of like, oh, the dad was he's the father of a Fortnite pro.
Right.
And he's like, my son's 13. And so we met like a year ago. I met a bunch of other dads at like the Fortnite World Cup.
You met his kid a year ago?
Yeah, he probably did though.
right.
This is your kid.
That's like
He's playing
Bobby Boucher,
Fortnite
yeah.
and I can't talk to him.
Yeah. When it's like when Bobby Boucher's dad shows up at the end. He's like, don't be stupid, take the money. But no, I asked him about that. I was like, so we've seen some really bad examples of like fathers in sports, like Bobby Boucher's dad, and I was like, and then you look at like Tiger Woods and his son. I was like, there's a bad example like Tiger Woods and his dad, and then there's a good example like Tiger Woods and his son because they like play together and like you could tell that they're like locked in. And I was like, asking about who he idolizes in like sports and father son relationships. He was talking about like Ken Griffey Jr. For example, and like. But yeah, he said that they even like through their network had like lawyers and like financial experts and stuff who would help parents like set up trusts or like
So they don't mismanage
funds.
the kids'
Yeah, so
money?
they don't- yeah.
So they don't be like, really
think
old
about it.
later.
Yeah.
I was nice before.
Yeah, right.
I'm broke now.
I was nice when I was 12. Fortnite World Cup.
What?
Yeah, man.
2010.
Over the hill at
No scope
19.
sniping. That was
You know what I mean?
crazy.
They took building out.
I was riding rockets. You heard me?
It's at the lifespan.
I played as Batman
Those
exclusively.
kids playing at that level is very short.
Yeah.
And if you catch them young and they have nobody guiding them,
That's a fact.
they-
That kind of sounded crazy.
I'm sorry. yeah.
If you catch them young,
Context.
you ain't got nobody guiding them.
Context.
All right, Kel.
If somebody
I don't know what was
I got candy in the van.
children's ability in these video games.
I don't know what's more suspect. He said that, or you thought that?
Hey, he said a van. Okay, did you miss that?
Anyway, when we were talking to him, it was a good,
Oh, candy,
it was a good,
candy,
yeah,
and the band.
good conversation.
Yeah.
They were talking about like how,
they're wild,
he was playing games with his son, and he was like, we tried out all kinds of sports. We did baseball, hockey, basketball, and he was like, he wasn't really that great at all of them, but he was really good at Fortnite and COD and Halo.
Imagine
So
saying that about your kid. Holy
I was
shit.
like, that was brutal, and he was like, I mean,
He sucked at baseball. He was awful at hockey.
He's like, I bought him.
Right at hockey like that?
Yeah, he put him threw him under the bus like crazy. I was like, like, what?
Well, if he does suck,
Yeah.
but he's not.
He was
I
at
know
the bottom.
my kid don't do none of that shit, but he definitely is good at Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yo, he gets pissed off at me because I suck. Like,
Yeah.
I'm suck. Like,
I was,
but he's dope.
But he was like, yeah, I mean, so we would, we grew up, first couple of years of like him really kind of reaching adolescence, like we were throwing a ball around in the
Got
backyard.
some water, please?
Now we're playing Fortnite and COD and Halo together, and like
I'm just saying, it is.
like that's our bonding thing. Yeah, I'm like, is he carrying you in duos? Like, 'cause I was like, I'd be having him do the same thing.
2 places.
You did that last time. Get a trade.
But we also talked to this woman Rebecca from the Game Hers, which is a female.
Oh, yeah, I know that shit.
Yeah, and what I really liked about their whole mission is that, obviously there's lots of advocacy and a need for that, and for like women in the space who have encountered, like terrible situations and whatnot. But the real focus is to highlight the positive stuff that women have brought to the gaming industry, and like, women devs or like, women podcasters or content creators, streamers. And she was like, there's so many orgs out there already that will like help advocate and like amplify voices who have been like wronged in gaming. Like we want to talk about like the positive message.
Yeah.
But, and,
Well,
like,
not the girls on Twitch.
well, I don't know. We talk about, but she was talking about like how to focus on
Thought it.
like the success stories and stuff like that, and help like set up mentorship and stuff like that. So that was really cool. And yeah, I mean, we did WrestleQuest.
Talk about that. Yeah.
WrestleQuest was great, and then midway through the interview, the dude who does the voice of Muchacho Man or something like that started coming and cutting a promo on me. I was like, what is he doing?
The tall dude, right?
Yeah,
Dead
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Dead nice. He does all the voices. Yo, that was the highlight for us too, because we get over there, and I knew about the game because we knew from Nintendo Direct it got a good reception.
The Indie Direct, yeah.
Right, so we're like, all right, cool. We knew about it. Now I'm thinking, okay, just for me and Saul, this is our in the cut joint, wrestling, but with this JRP spin. We get over there. The devs, I think, out of what is it, Mega Cat Studios. I think based out of Pittsburgh. Shout out to Pittsburgh. Super passionate. He's like, yo, we're gonna mix our joint with the classic old school wrestling feel. Then like the aspect of JRPG, because like wrestling games have good storylines. Right. He's like, why don't people take advantage of it? So he's talking about that. Then he's talking about the action figure aspect. So we doing all this. We getting in our bag. Petey's rocking, and it's like Double J, Jeff Jarrett just pulls up. I'm like, yo, it's Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's just in the middle of the interview, and it was just on fire. And then he's like, so I was like, we're going. I guess he's really promoting the project.
Yes.
And he's in there, and he's a part of it, and he helped out with it. So while I'm interviewing him on his roles, he's like, who you want, me or Double J? So he just cuts a promo, and he's Double J. And I'm like, yo, it was wild. I'm sitting there, I'm like, these are those moments. And it's like, people don't understand, like, for going to a gaming convention, you just have these random pockets of things that'll happen. And you got the devs, and you can see, like, they are happy to be back.
Oh, I know.
They are happy to be back. It's cool. They are appreciative, whether we're doing the mask thing or not. They like, we outside, come see the game.
Just happen to have the opportunity to like, get in front of people in person.
In person again. And for people who haven't gone, that's what we went away, we was talking. That's the difference. No disrespect to E3, because we know that's the Super Bowl. We know what it is. But it's
Didn't E3 get canceled?
Well, back in the day, E3. You know what I'm saying? But it's a difference. It's
Pax East now.
It's a personal thing. It's a vibe. It's an energy. And the fact
E3 is
that
more like promotion.
Yeah.
Big movement. Let me show you this.
I've always said that.
But this is more up to speed. And
Yes.
like, you could get to know people and
Yes.
relate and be social.
you connect with people
Right.
at Pax.
I've always said E3 is like corporates, the colossals of the industry, and this is like the community fact. It's the smaller people. Some of the bigger people show up, not many, and then you got a
Definitely not
lot of
this
the middle people show up.
Usually there's like a couple like middle, like, I mean, it's a lot of AAA stuff, but like in a smaller capacity. I saw the fucking BioWare booth, and I was like, oh shit, is that BioWare? And
That's
like,
what we
I
said.
poked my head over, and it says BioWare store. And
The crazy part is like without PAX East, you don't get the nurturing of all these devs that go up to work for these other companies.
Right.
Yeah.
And you never know, who you keep in touch with and stuff like that. I mean,
That's the huge difference. I say it's, E3 is a Super Bowl, but we really know like the
What's
teams
the Dead
are-
Bowl right now?
Yeah, they made themselves to it, so they already know who the Juggernauts is going to be playing in there. But this is like the playoffs. And everybody's scrapping. And then when you're down there talking to the devs, the passion that you get, because you can see the stuff. Everybody's looking for somebody's views to look at it, right? So when you walk up to them, they give you that energy
Yes.
you get that vibe, you start to hit. Sovereign was on 3 interviews back to back, and 108 Dragon can attest to this. Each one of those devs brought energy and passion to each project, and to be under one house was amazing to see, because they were humble. They was like, "Thank you for being here." From the manager to the CEO to each developer, the passion was in that group, and you could tell from the games and from the developers. It was incredible.
I really
That's why
think they was very catering.
That's why, like, when they kept going over the intercom, "Oh, put your mask on." I'm like, "Look, man, I don't want to wear this mask." It's like, but I don't want these. Like, if we do right now, we can go to more events later.
And I think the real thing is that this is the first year that we are at PAX, and there's no Sony. There's no Microsoft, no Nintendo. There's no super big, AAA companies that are here. So it's all of those people that are like passionate about their games, and they want to be here because they want to show us the game.
They have the ceiling. The ceiling above them is just skyrocketed upwards.
And I think this is a beautiful thing.
You give yourself that personality from that indie developer company that comes at you with that type of energy when you don't have that Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony pushing down on you on that show floor from above. You have that ceiling all the way up. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Whatever you want. And then you see it in the innovation of the games.
100%.
100%. They take more risks.
Super.
They have to.
Everything that they do is an idea that 5 years down the line, a AAA developer.
If it pop,
And I do want to point out, it's like, talking all the positive, like, one thing I'm just tired of that me and Carl were talking about is like, these people not doing these dev things, and it's just like, look, like, I get it. Cost-wise, there's some of these developers that can't come for restrictions. But if you can get a developer there, why are you sending PR people? It's the difference between a PR person. We had a couple PR people that kind of knew what they were talking about. Then we had some that had absolutely none. But it's just like, it's a domino effect. Because if you don't get these people in here that properly introduce your game to the press, and then the press properly introduces your game to the public, then you can't bitch that you have a failed game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's important, and I think, when it comes down to it, it could be generalizing, but like there might be developers who don't have those, like they can't really like get up on and to conduct an interview, like they might not have that, and maybe some of these smaller developers are playing it safe and being like, we have to hire a PR firm because we don't want to fuck up on our first
on the first one back.
We're on our first con back, like we don't want to fuck up, so we got to hire this PR firm, and who knows? I think everybody I spoke to today said, we have a PR person and we have the developer. Who do you want to talk to? And I was like, or they were like, I'm the PR person, but like the dev. They were like, the dev will be back in like 20 minutes if you want to come back. And I was like, I'll be back. I'll circle back around. It's okay.
And it's like, I get that, but it's just like, even if you hire a PR team, like at this point, you need to be more selective, because there's a difference. We went to some PR team that's just like, I don't know what this is. Like literally, we happen to direct the whole interview.
Well, the thing is, in defense of the majority, I would say there was a percentage that was that, where the PR person was like, okay, I don't really know about this kind of thing, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't want to put you on the spot.
We wait for somebody else. But to circle back to the games that's on the floor that everybody is looking after, and it's 2 games, and pretty much probably these are the games that I probably, me and Gene probably like the most. On the Shoulder of Giants, and Cult of the Lamb.
Are those Bolt Devolver or is Cult of the Lamb?
No, Cult of the Lamb is Devolver. And
PAX Rising here.
On the Shoulder of Giants, I thought it has great potential. For marketing as toys. Saturday morning cartoons.
You hit that wavelength before launch. That game skyrocketed.
That's the joint with the little frog in the Mac.
The frog is on the top of the Mac.
I was talking to the dev when Marlon was playing that, and so we were just standing there. The dev came up and was like, "Hey, we've seen you guys before." Like, it's like we interviewed you guys for the second time yesterday, and then you guys spoke to our team also at Play NYC.
Yeah.
And so he was just like, oh, I just love. He was talking about our podcast.
You gotta pull up.
Yeah,
for the indie scene.
yeah, definitely.
We have,
They have a Play Boston too.
I mean, we get invited to the Play NYC all the time. We just never know what the fuck it is.
Dude, take the train, come down,
And
enjoy it.
he was specifically talking about, like I said, the thing with this game is that when you look at it, the conceit of it is something that's kind of been done before. But what you did is say, okay, how do I give this personality? What do I do to give this game personality above and beyond anything else? And we talked about the frog.
Yep.
He was like, in the beginning, I talked to the other two guys. I was like, what do we do with this character? And they were like, how about a frog? He was like, fuck you. and then again, but they created the character. They created story around him. They created something that made you care about the character. At the end of the day, he was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that everybody talks about the frog.
That's what
the
that's
frog
what G said.
with the robot.
Yeah.
And it is that thing of like,
Yeah.
Any batteries no more?
Nah, you good.
Yeah, that's.
I told him that I wanted to see the frog swear.
yeah,
That
just
would be that-
turn him into conquer, right? Like turn him into
exactly, yeah. The world needs some of that.
But he was like, it was just one of those things where it's like, nobody else is going to do something like that.
Yeah, I covered the game at Play NYC. We did a big push for them. I kind of quietly DM'd a few people, emailed a few people, and we ran into them again today. And I said, have you guys anything happen with that? Because as soon as we walked up to them, oh, you guys, and I was like, hey, has anyone reached out to them about funding? And they are talking to a few publishers from the stuff that we did.
That's fantastic.
So that's a game that if they get the funding and the money, that's going to be huge. Like it reminds me so much of Hades.
Yes.
It's Hades with like just like a platforming charm that comes from like almost Frogger or Conquer, kind of Crash Bandicoot thing. It's just it could be really something special if they can get a little bit of money.
And it looks and runs beautifully at this point.
Well, I was gonna say
some money.
What I'm actually curious about is all the way because this your first one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is you. You're in the building. You know what I mean? Media. You're going around. You're making your rounds. So like overall for you, like what did this encapsulate? How was PAX East overall? Because you've been to the E3s. You not like you haven't been to shows before. But this is your first PAX. So where you was at with it?
Let me, first of all, being here with y'all, that's what matters first. Our continuity and how we give it up, meeting guys like this, networking, that meant a lot to me. But speaking to the devs on a different level is very personal.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very personal. I had one dude, PR, don't know what he talking about. But you know what? You know what? No. But I ran him through that interview and made him look like he know what he talking about.
That's what I had to do too for some people. Yeah.
You take that
listen,
serious.
Yeah, you gotta kind of gotta do it.
What I really like is that personal lineup when you make your interview time, and I walk up, I'm a big intimidating dude, and they start pulling out my government. I'm pulling up like, you don't have my picture, like how you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I felt very comfortable. Then they need a bigger spot where you go in them back booths.
Yeah, they not built for
I was elbow to elbow, like yo, we good, we good. But the personal aspect is definitely way better than E3. I mean, I'm not saying it's better than E3 because E3 presentation is
presentation is
But I'm talking about the personal aspect, and I also mingled with the community, not just the devs.
Yes.
And they see me and I'm talking. You know how I get. I'm active. Like, yo, what up? Dude's like, who are you? I'm like, I'm nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here, just like you. I'm just doing a little bit different work, but just to get that that personal feel is better.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Play New York. I'm walking through just wilding out. But people some dude had some type of game. I don't know what it was. It was like a karaoke, open mic, everybody could talk game show game.
Really?
And the corner was lit, and I went in there and was...
You missed the backspace.
You're right. You're listening. It's just the personal, on the floor aspect, and I'd rather talk to the devs.
Yeah,
because they show you their passion for their game and what they've been working so hard on, and what you definitely was hitting on. Like you was like, Lynn, when you get there, you can work the floor, and it's going to be up front and personal. So I was like,
and a lot of those people are fan first.
Yes.
They're fan first.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what, besides just having my brothers with me and meeting the people that rock with them or whatever. But it's just like to get that from everybody. It's not like
crazy.
This person acting funny. They're like, yo, come on. Come over. Oh, right. They welcome you. You know what I'm saying? So
what the fuck are you dressed up as? Like,
they like, what's that?
Let me play that.
Me and King met some, a person enthused about our shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you are. I said, no, you don't. I just want some ramen noodles. Then he come back with a story like, yo, Shorty said green her favorite color. Oh, I said.
Now you giving up too much. And back.
Chefs like green.
Yo.
So Petey.
Stop, Pete.
Well, I think that my number one right now.
I'm just gonna roll for you.
Was definitely Russell West. I think that was fantastic. I thought that was amazing what it's going to come out to be. But we saw something that I was dying to see last PAX, and the development of Titans of Industry and Phantom Brigade, how they evolved from the last PAX to this PAX was huge. And seeing how everything was, getting better and better at that.
I want to check that out.
Was so good. Yeah. Oh, dude, I love the whole mech concept and the way that they ended up putting the mechs pretty much on a timeline. Yeah. So like you can have movement, and then what'll end up happening is that the enemies will have movement at the same time. Yeah. So it's like everything happens at once, and you have to time it all, and it's really, really interesting. And then having how that's all evolving, and it seems like it's a very large open. I'm gonna say open world, but I don't think it's a fully open world situation yet. And seeing that was awesome. And then seeing Titan of Industry, which was this game that I saw, and I was like, so it's kind of like a SimCity defending, kind of like RTS. I was like, and then she says, yeah, and then when you when the ships battle, it goes right into an FTL. I'm like, are you telling me this is like faster than light? I'm like, I was like on crack. I was like, oh my god. I almost threw Addict out of the chair.
Yeah. You got hype. I'm like, yo, bro, get back with the camera.
I was like, oh man, and that was awesome. And I really liked it. It was good.
Nice.
No doubt.
Bob, what do you see? Anything? Talk to anything?
I came in for the people. Look. I have emails for every single one of these games. I've been in contact with these devs for 3 years at this point. Like, I know what your game's about. I know what your game's about.
Yeah.
I played your demos. I'm not here for the games. I'm here to see the people that I wanted to see.
No doubt.
Friends of the community, friends we want to report with, everybody we want to see. And I'm here to get fucked up on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, we understand the goal will be accomplished on Saturday. You know what it is.
We're not going to talk about the elephant in the room. Nobody going to talk about that damn Ninja Turtle that's old.
Okay. I take that back.
Nobody's going to bring that up.
I take that back. That is like the one game I want to see. That's
awesome.
It's really good.
That's the one game.
It's awesome.
But also been in contact with the devs for 3 years.
Yeah.
They have the original voice actors from the 1990s cartoon.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that. Wow.
They got team up moves and it got the old school.
It's the arcade.
Grab the Foot Clan, you throw them to the screen.
Oh, to the screen?
When they remade Turtles in Time,
they kind of messed up.
And they had like 3 levels in the whole game, and it was like that just fell so flat. I was like such a bummer because that's one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah,
Turtles in Time is one of my favorite games ever. So this feels like
all of them.
it was 3D. Yeah, it was 2D, 3D.
Pseudo,
Yeah, but they literally had like one chapter in the game. Like it just ended there. But when I saw the trailer for that, I was like, I need.
Wait till you play it.
It's a whole new game. I asked him kind of like off the cuff. It was like classic 10 levels, 10 bosses kind of thing. And he's like, yeah, but he wouldn't commit to exactly how many levels they were. All the levels are designed based on the 1990s cartoon.
That's amazing.
It comes from different areas within the
That's
cartoon.
super dope.
And you could probably expect more characters.
Yeah, especially if it takes off. And,
All I saw somebody playing as Master Splinter, and I was like, oh! I was like,
April's gangster.
Yeah.
April.
Hold on. You got to say that right.
Master Shredder.
He kept calling him Master Shredder. I'm like, But it's okay though. But the dev was cool with it, right? The dev just, corrected him nice and easy.
It was
Your
my
Master
first
Splinter.
interview.
But he didn't say it right then. He said, and then you also have to play a playable character as Master Splinter. Because what he dropped, you could play as Master Shredder. Could you imagine what everybody that's watching it?
I gotta get my man.
Master Shredder, I can shred, I can do Shredder. Oh my God, I'm buying that game tomorrow. And then they're gonna automatically sue us because he was wrong. Like, I can't play Shredder in this damn game, man. I've been trying to get Shredder out.
To Saul's credit, though, I gotta give, I ain't gonna front, I had to get the rust off, bro. I don't know about you,
bro,
it's a thing when you're moving and shaking it, and it's like, when you do this consistent, and you haven't done it in a while. So it's like, we haven't been in the booth for 2 years.
Yeah, right.
So for me, I'm like a little off, and you know what I mean? And then also the energy, then remember the mask is on, so you're doing the mic thing, so it's a different vibe. And it just took a while to cook and start warming up. For me though, for us, there was this little game. It was like 12 players. It was called the Pirate Game.
Oh yes.
It was
Pirate Game?
Thunder Panic. What was it?
Thunder Panic.
So I'm sitting there. This would be some little game for us to start, having fun, whatever. So we break them up into teams. Dev get on one side, whatever.
Devs is on one side.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, it was King Side and Dev. Devs plural.
Look, they had the devs, we had a killer.
These dudes can sit there and say whatever the hell they wanted to say. They took LeBron off the team. They realized he wasn't the dude. Right? So I'm gonna
tell them about the game.
First of all, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah.
They didn't have the real MVP. Y'all keep messing around not knowing who Magic Gene is. All right? So Magic Gene accessed the whole thing. He listened to the Dev when the Dev was talking. I'm so sorry that y'all wasn't paying attention. Y'all was happy to be there. Y'all was happy to be there. Gene came to win. What you do when you try to play a game?
Punish him.
Win. Right? So what Gene did. So this is how I know Gene is dope, and I will always pick him first. Y'all dudes, y'all don't stop looking at the cover. He wears the suit jacket for a reason. All right?
You gotta earn it.
So this dude, he on my team. I'm so happy, right? Because I'm like, y'all don't know what's going on. And then we had the two devs.
Didn't know what was going
So what they did was they queued up. Squad up, they squatted up. So I was like, wow. Y'all just threw us to the side. Right? Me and Gene like, all right, give us the two devs, whatever. And I'm not gonna front, that dev really didn't know what he was doing. He made the game, but he really didn't know.
Savage.
But I'm just being real. Right?
Well, we gonna get the devs with you.
He's trying to downplay the
Nah, don't even.
In fact, they had two devs on the side.
You should have got PR people in
But
there.
I'm gonna tell you what they did. They tried to hamstring us, right? So Gene knew very early on, you could blow their joint up, you could roll a boat over there, blow it up, or you could steal their money.
So for the record, we talking to an audience that does not know what this game is.
I was gonna say, what is it?
Break the game down for them.
So explain and Attic, explain the game.
I'm telling you how Gene did.
So the game is 6v6. We could only play 4v4. They didn't have that ready yet.
Right.
So basically, there's two ships, right? And you have each character plays a role, right? You have a captain, you have like the underlings or whatever. You have all kinds of different characters. They have monkeys and all kinds of stuff, right? So the goal is either to take all of your opponent's booty, take all of their
Give me the loot. Give me the loot.
Smash the cheeks.
Give me the loot. Not that.
or sink their ship,
Not that booty.
or kill their captain.
Okay.
Sink their ship through cannon fire, or sink their ship by rowing a rowboat full of dynamite over to the other ship. So what happens is
There's a lot going. It's 2D.
That's 2D.
It's 2D.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like 2D and 12. It's crazy. It's almost like a Smash Brothers vibe as well
Really?
too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you have to do is to get weapons, right? The captain has a weapon already, right?
Captain starts with a weapon and he can get double hit. If you smack him, his hat come off. So the whole job is to smack the koofy off the captain. Because Attic's whole plot was to get me out as the captain. I'm the captain now, right? So this is what happened.
Got to the point where it was their whole team versus me, my whole team versus
But
them.
you was bodying because I see that.
He was murdering what he was doing.
Attic was murdering.
I saw what he was doing, right?
25-2.
He had 20 kills, right? It didn't help him. I had Gene. All right?
So what was your strategy?
So this is the strategy. Let Gene rock.
To aggro on that. It's like you focus on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
while somebody else is either shooting you with a cannon from across the way or rowing over
to the other side.
I was like literally sneaking down you guys were all fighting at the top. I sneak down to the bottom, I get in the rowboat, and I like as soon as the game starts, I'm tapping a button, and then like 30 seconds later, I row the bombs into your boat, and the game.
And I'm saying what he's doing, right? So then they caught up on to it.
Like, oh, damn it,
They
keep
caught
killing
up.
me,
They caught up to it. But at this point in time, we 3-0. They switched.
So I tried to switch it. I was like, they got two devs.
So here comes.
I'm put a dev on Saul and Addict team.
But see, they give us Lord Melonius though, and they know Lord Melonius don't play these games, so they tried to cut us off at the ankles, right? So they threw us in there, like
So just to clarify, I just want to
break it down.
Okay, King is saying it's more justifiable for them to remain with 2 devs than it is for us to.
What happened after you got a dev? We went harder. So Gene found a different way to get him. And what's crazy is Gene, because they found out about the boat at the bottom.
They found out.
They figured it out.
We beat you once with that.
Yeah, you beat us with the boat.
And what's funny is I was literally on the boat, just hitting people.
Now I'm
that
dropping
came
down
up.
like.
So this is how Gene has this telepathic power, right? I'm telling you, he's Magic Gene. So I look over at Gene. Gene looks over at me. We already spoke. Words have already been exchanged. You know? And so what he said when he looked at me is, I got another way. And you know what I said? I'll cover you. Right? So he goes out. I start running out. I'm going straight at Attic, right? Because I know Attic is the hitter.
Yeah, he the hitter.
Right?
Sure.
Attic
It was
is
literally team. King's entire plot was Attic out, we win.
Yes, so
They were trying to ISO you.
because he starts off
the
with the jigger. He starts off with it, right?
Yeah.
So my job was to smack his koofy off and to go get him, right? So we doing that. Gene is stealing their cash, right?
I still go from the top now.
Yeah. So now y'all worried about the bottom. Gene ain't even there. Gene is up in the side. Where you hide it at? He got it. And then they died again. We said, okay, now. So now they thought the dev looked over like, oh, they really know what they're doing.
See, he's over here talking all this smack. They only won by 1.
No, it was 5. No.
So we're gonna count the time. So just to clarify,
we won by 2.
Just to
Okay.
Yeah, we won by 2.
Just to clarify, the 2 you had the devs. Okay.
No, so watch the videotape. The videotape tells you that.
But
I want to see the receipts.
all in all,
That's the loser say that. We don't see the receipts.
charming art style, 2D pixel art.
That's all that matters.
It's so much going on, and it's actually a lot of in-depth mechanics. And I'm thinking like we'll get our feet wet with a nice little cute indie game. And I'm like, yo, this turned into a thing. And I'm like, so that was one. We got a shout out. You already know. So to me, my personal highlight for the group was that fighting game for me. What was it? Die by the Blade. So the game actually is like
Did I ever die by the blade?
Oh, bro,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Unreal Engine 4, graphical fidelity, look tight, small little studio. I'm like, all right, so we come in, I'm like, okay, this looks cool. Kind of like a Bushido blade in the future, but but very intense, but sword combat, weapon combat.
Okay.
So we get there, we interview the dev, whatever. So we're like, all right, we're gonna let King and Saul, y'all be the gameplay, whatever. So the dev's talking about the game. So I'm hearing him in the back, who want what? Get your man. So I'm like, oh, he buying us. So I'm trying, all right, cool. So we going through the thing, whatever. Get another one. So he talking wild. So it has a lot of one-hit kill potential.
Yeah. Okay.
So as it's going on, the dev stops. Is like, you want me to go?
No, because I had got Addict too.
Yeah.
So nobody.
Well, I didn't know Addict was back there
Addict
too.
got it. Addict got put that work on Addict too. I killed 2. I killed 2 penalties.
Oh, that's when you came back and was like, I don't play these fighting games.
Because I know I played it, and then after he beat me, that's when the dev came.
Yeah, because
and I handed the controller to the dev, and I looked him dead down. I was like, kill me.
The dev goes, you want me to handle him? I'm like, oh.
No, he said, you want me to shut him up?
Yes, the dev stops. I'm interviewing the dev. The dev's not supposed to be involved with the gameplay. The dev's supposed to be with me in front, and they on the side. The dev said, you want me to go shut him up? So I go,
Let's just back this up a little bit. we got a man to stop doing his job.
He wasn't feeling King body with everybody. And because King mouth is real loud. And then I feel the depth.
Everybody looking around. Eyes is like, what's
There's
going on?
like 30 people.
So
in
now
a
30
line
people come
behind us.
around us. What?
No,
is
hold on.
going-
You have to.
break it down.
There's a TV, like
Yes.
a big
screen
40,
TV where they
50
showing
inch
you.
TV in the front.
Yeah.
They're playing in the back. And when it started, they were talking. They were talking. Like maybe 2 or 3 people walking by. King starts running his mouth. then the dev gets on King. Gets over there and plays King. Keep in mind what King and them are playing is on this screen in the
big
front.
screen for everybody
And
in
then
fact to see.
after the first game, King gets rocked. Then more and more people start
So
getting behind. There was like 30 people behind
But
us
this was
by
the
the end of
moment
this.
to me. So
I said, that's all good. Let me get my girl that's aerodynamic.
So now he get kicked out of the first round. So everybody has expected. Sure, whatever. So now I'm watching the next round. King got the girl character. He's got the samurai character, and it's very, someone's very tactical and very, very defensive. No one wants to make a move. So now King is starting to chip away. And then he gets a hit. So I go, I said, King, even gods can bleed. so the dudes, I can tell the tension is raised.
He was like, "We're not finishing these interviews."
So now I can see King feeding off the energy. So King finally cut him down and win the round, body. I was like, I was like, if my man King beats you, you got to make him DLC in your game. So you can see, and there's now those catching it. When you say he started mumbling to himself and really focusing.
I hear him mumble. He's like, all right, I got to parry this.
He starts getting real technical. So it's on the line, Dom. It's on the line. Like we are, like it is so funny. The tension in the room, you could it's hilarious, and that's when he finally pulls it off. But it was so much fun, just from a fighting game perspective. The energy in the room, the game looks phenomenal. Like, we had a fantastic time with that, Jay. I'm not even going.
So he ended up saying, "You're not going to be DLC."
No. But the thing is, I will be nightmares for him.
He's going to see you laughing. Like,
He really thought he was going to come over there and handle me.
Yes.
So he thought,
He thought he was gonna give
you
him the hand.
over there, you doing, let me shut up. And I got him over there and I was putting pressure on him, right? Could you imagine, like, when Peter McNeely ran over to Mike Tyson and he said, I'm gonna wrap you in my cocoon of terror. Remember that? And the first round, he just ran at Mike and was going crazy and caught Mike. Everybody's like, oh shit, everybody's shoulders is kind of crazy. So I felt like Peter McNeely was delicious. It was fantastic. Mike wound up getting him there. You understand? But Peter wasn't supposed to win.
Other than that, for me, the last one, Ayuden Chronicle, 2D art style is going to be the prequel kind of to
So question.
Yeah, what's up?
We were watching it, and I'm like, is it a straight action game?
Yeah, see, this is a prequel game to the main game that's going to come out.
There was a whole lot of exposition. We sat there, we were watching it for like a good 5 minutes.
Oh no, it's action, and it's swap in, swap out, right?
I wouldn't look for the smoke.
No, he went for the smoke. Now that was right.
So whoever was playing,
and the last one got shot. Trek the Yomi. Trek the Yomi look
I'll be able to look out for that tomorrow.
Yeah, that looks fire. Samurai, Devolver's booth is fantastic.
I would like to say, Trek to Yomi, Addict was the farthest person that got it. The guy goes at the one point. The guy that we were interviewing stopped talking and just walked.
It just walked.
It was like
Cobb's asking him questions. Like, well, what about this? I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. Nobody's ever gotten this far. I was like, and that's when we was getting punched. He's like, damn, that's dope. And then I mean, the PR people.
The PR guy.
No, I don't mind that.
That game was hard.
I don't mind that because he was energetic.
But
he was good.
I played that game for 40 minutes, and he was like, "You're saving people." I said, "Yeah." He was like, I've never seen.
What you was playing?
No, you know what's funny?
I didn't know that was a mechanic in the game.
Play it.
The person that we were playing,
It wasn't that.
when
I
we
played
was
for
playing
40
that
minutes
game. At the beginning, he would because I went up there. I was like, "Is anything going to change after you say this?" He's like, "Oh no, you're a citizen." I'm like, "Nah, I don't do nothing for free. What did I get?"
Oh
for
yeah,
that?
he was funny. That was funny. But the cool thing, like I say, the side scrolling, the black and white, the samurai feel from back in the day. The fact that you go in the foreground to the background, the different 2.5.
You know what I noticed?
Like the brutality.
When they was jumping the character, the dudes in the background, they were, like in a Bruce Lee film where they wait to get Bruce Lee. I just saw them, and then they'll switch out.
Yeah.
One to take a hit and was like, hold on, let me move out. Go ahead, go get him that fresh energy.
Especially the dudes that come from the front side of the screen.
Yeah.
And they come in running and the other two step back like, yeah, my man.
Got you.
Yeah.
The game is crazy.
It's a vibe.
That's awesome.
I'll just say real quick, Gina, for you, like you've been making your rounds. What was some of the highlights for you?
I spend a lot of time in the Devolver booth. And we were talking about Trek to Yomi. Cult of the Lamb, we talked about that. But Cult of the Lamb it's like, it almost reminds me of Death's Door. It's a hack and slash adventure game.
Death's Door is one of my favorite games.
But
Death's Door's amazing.
But it has a base management sim mechanic into it. You're a lamb.
I'm out.
Oh, come on. And for that reason, I'm out.
I love games that mix up mechanics because it keeps it fresh. And
I don't like base anything. I loved Fallout 4 until I had to build a fucking base.
Then they forced you to.
First of all, this is in my fucking back. Fallout 4, my backyard.
Yeah.
I want to play this
Hometown
game.
is in the game.
Exactly. Our hometown is in the game.
Okay, all right.
And then you're going to force me to build something?
I mean, to be fair,
You know how expensive it is to build in our hometown?
it is an apocalypse. To be fair, it is an apocalypse world, so you would probably try to build something established.
I thought Bob's
Live off the barren land.
No, I don't. I keep
So
eating
it's
the
a
base
sauce,
building
it's a
shit.
sauce.
Yeah, that's when you out.
I'm out.
Yeah, you have a cult, and they come back to your base, and they have jobs like build up your cult. You play on this huge screen, and you sit on a couch, and the colors are great. It's very gothic, but you're this cute little lamb, and there's like satanic elements to it, so it's just really funny. What else was that
It
Devolver?
reminds me of Gravity Falls.
Oh.
Like the whole
Evil spirit.
Yeah, but if y'all ever play, y'all so rude. If y'all ever watch Gravity Falls,
How is it the host to be in the room?
Listen, we get to be messy for once.
but okay, about time.
Host get to
But
be
it's like if y'all ever watch Gravity Falls, it has that same vibe where you have this cult energy that's inside the game, but the game visually uses shades of red like I've never seen, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
And I know on LG, not a TCL.
Oh, damn.
LG OLED, in a dark room, it will play well because the blacks in the back is very good visually. It's very stunning when you walk in. So
Yeah. Did you play McPixel?
Yes.
Dope. That game was dope.
It's like the old,
Explain it.
what's the PC game that was like baked into like every Windows 95 PC where you're going down the hill and the abominable snowman's chasing you?
Oh, yeah, I
what's
know
that?
what you're
Oh my god! And it always catches you. It's that, but there's like
Like an
different
infinite runner type.
Yeah,
type
it's
deal,
like a
or-
different scenarios though. There's like different outcomes. He says there's like 100 different outcomes you can have. Like it's all pixelated like that, like 8-bit, and you're in a plane and you can grab a handle, you can grab a cat, and there's a lot of like dick and fart jokes.
Yeah.
And you can grab a woman, and like what do you grab? Like you grab the handle, but the prank is that you're supposed to like grab the woman and throw the woman out the train, and then that stops the train. But there's stuff like that.
Did you grab the cat when the cat was looking in? Did you grab the matchstick?
Yeah, right. So you're trapped. You're a guy in a mouse hole, or sorry, in a little hole in a like a baseboard in a house, and it's a cheese, a mouse, and a matchstick.
It's the same game?
Check it. Yeah, same game. Different scenarios each time.
So a slice of cheese, a matchstick, and a mouse.
Sounds like a bad joke.
If you like,
Yeah, it is.
It's a very bad joke.
if you grab the matchstick, you kind of sneak around the cat. It's like a cutscene, and you stick the matchstick up the cat's butt.
Yep.
And then that's the end of the cat.
And the cat and the cat smashes you. Okay.
What's the
Okay,
name of
let's
this
move
game?
McPixel.
McPixel.
Right.
remember
So
we got a
is
couple
it like
emails about it,
McPixel 2?
McPixel 3.
Oh, 3. All right. So the
There's a
dev
lot of weirdos wanting to stick stuff up cats' butts.
the dev comes up. So he sees how much fun that we're having. That's an interview that I want because we had 11 o'clock that we had to go, but he singly made the game. He's super by himself, super energetic about this game. And all right, to be honest with you, in this Devolver digital booth, the fact of the matter is this: for that game to stand out with Cult of the Lamb, Trek and Yomi.
There was something else.
It was the other game. It was like a train sim or something like that. That was in the front.
Terranil is there.
Yeah.
That's it's a Steam demo, so we didn't go too much into it.
But for that game to actually even stand on the same level of it, it had a huge amount of comedy in it, and it was very well thought out. And that developer needs to have a shout out.
Absolutely. And real quick too, Attic and Pity, we have to shout out the two brother team.
Yes.
XCOM,
Cyber Knight.
Stealth. It was like Cyber Knight something.
I think it was Cyber
made
Knight.
by two brothers.
Cybernaut Flashpoint.
Yeah, that game
That
was
was
phenomenal.
so
The passion
good.
of devs was there. You love that.
You play something like that, and you realize like the only thing preventing these indie developers from overtaking AAA is money.
It's money.
like,
That's it.
literally.
That's all it is. Because they had the XCOM feel, they had a Cyberpunk feel, and they had stealth like Metal Gear in the game.
It was
and the art style
so
looked
good.
fire. Yo, these two dudes, they was putting it in. And they were passionate. They loved. You could tell. You could tell. That was the thing
It's
that
a
me and you were talking
two-brother
about.
team. That's
yeah,
all.
two brother. Like when somebody passionate
It
about
was
their
unity.
game. Yeah, and then they come, and it was on Unity. Yeah, they come up to you and they sense it. Like they was just flowing. It's different energy, and that's like, to me, that's what you can't replicate at an E3.
Right.
That's what I love here. Dudes be in there spitting they bars. They
Most of
really,
them
you know what I mean?
people at E3.
Yeah.
Those guys
are booth babes.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes
what
a
it
good
is.
point. And the AAA publishers they don't want to take any risk. They just
Right.
want to
Right.
stay the course. The indie publisher and developers they have to take risks. They have to stand out.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, like sticking
Absolutely.
matchsticks up cats' asses and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to see what he would do if
That's
we
a little
pushed
different.
the mouse out. It's like a different
All right,
thing.
keep it along. We're still
Yeah,
going
but
down.
we gotta wrap soon.
Yeah, I think we gotta start wrapping up.
But fucking scrims in about 20 minutes.
Oh shit! All right,
no
so we
doubt
definitely
about
gotta wrap.
Yeah, we gotta
But
wrap.
yeah, I mean, by and large, though, I mean, I think and the weekend's only half over, so I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing some stuff, a lot of the stuff tomorrow. But we. It's just great to be back. I think the general consensus is it's great to be back. It feels like it feels like home. It feels like a
normal. Like
it feels like but it
until
feels like
we leave and we have to put these back on.
it feels like a family reunion. Honestly, like it feels like seeing a lot of people for the first time in so long. Seeing these devs, like some that you recognize, some that you don't. And just like having the opportunity to come out here and do this again it feels great. So
I think that's why I get like annoyed when people like wish death upon like E3 and stuff because it's just like. Even if you don't like it,
That's
why do
Twitter,
you
bro.
just
Twitter's
want to
not a real
go?
Yeah, that's true. It's Twitter. It's
Twitter's not a real
People
place.
that don't go outside.
They don't go outside.
Yeah.
They don't go outside.
It's like it's the cool
The
thing to
thing
say.
is we might say it's Twitter, but this is a
anti-work. It's
lot
our
of
anti-work
people.
talking.
It's not just like 5% of millions is still a lot of people.
Yeah.
Those are the dudes that talk crap to
And they
you
never
on
go
Twitter.
anywhere.
Then they see you in the picture and they go, "Oh shit, I didn't know King was that big."
Yeah, you know how many people has put on Twitter? I didn't know Attic was that tall.
Yeah, exactly. Because again,
It's
when
easy
dudes
to say something.
behind. When dudes is online hiding behind the avatar, it's different.
It's like you know what I look like. I don't know what you look like.
Get these palms on you.
yeah, right. That's right.
That's
That's
we
right.
do got.
All I see is a cartoon character in the avatar. I don't know what that. You're not a real. You're
You're not a real person.
You're not a real person. Twitter's not a real place, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Stevie 920.
The metaverse. Know your lane. It's the metaverse.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
2 days in.
Stick to the picture.
My fucking character in the metaverse is going
This
to be
is not real player one. You're getting
25 on nothing.
I know, right? Just looking down like,
Yeah, my character was real gangster until I left real player one.
Until I had to go order a coffee by myself and not have a meltdown. But anyway,
Scared of the Starbucks customers.
It's just this shows that like look like might have to wear the mask for a couple more events, but keep stuff by the book and events and stuff will be comedy.
Yeah, we're on the comeback.
Let's just be real here. They lifted the mandate. We good.
Yeah, this is the comeback.
They've looked at
yeah,
the
this is a
man
comeback.
that's right.
I think
down
they probably. I mean, with PAX, I mean, they probably
looking
did the
at that
right.
like
They did the right
crazy.
thing by
Play it safe.
Play it
by
safe.
playing it safe.
Play it safe.
Play it extra safe. I mean, even if they thought.
I don't care how safe they have to play it.
Quarantine them.
But I think this proves this continues to prove like the fact that anybody's here
Yeah.
proves that there is still a space for this.
Yes.
Like we were saying with like E3, people are like, oh, good, we don't need these things anymore because we'll just, we'll do like Summer Game Fest. They'll play a couple YouTube videos for us, and I mean, even fucking
And market what M&M's to us?
Yeah,
right,
45 minutes of
yeah.
ads.
Or like, what was that? No, that was the Game Awards where it
Yeah,
was
that
like
was
the
the
game.
last
It was the
game.
game ads. That was like and I don't want that. Like I want there to be. There's a room for stuff like this, and there's a reason why. Like you got to come here in person. Like the destination or like the trip is still worth it. So, but
Saturday is sold out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sold
So
out.
we'll see what it looks like.
Sold out, but nobody
It was
wants
a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And that's where people was like, oh, why do they have a PAX? And I'm like, dude, they had the Super Bowl. Shut up.
Yeah,
Like-
they have had way bigger events than this.
So
and they'll
PAX
continue to.
PAX East was the last convention before the pandemic.
Yeah, we were here.
Actually, we have to say pandemic for YouTube.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you'll get demonetized.
The
Yeah.
pandemic.
The pandemic.
Yes.
Yes.
So PAX East was the last convention before the pandemic,
Which we were here.
and now it's the first one back.
Yeah.
That's right.
So this
Grand
is the
opening,
way-
grand
I've been
closing.
saying
Come full
this.
circle.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for what, a year now, maybe a little bit more. That PAX East will be forever the litmus test
Yeah.
for how things move forward from here on
Events,
out.
yeah.
If this works, I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think if it works, you continue to see, less restrictions.
Yes.
Things opening up more. We're not at third capacity. We're at like 75% capacity. Shit like that.
To PAC's credit, when they heard about everything that was going to happen, the last one that we were at,
they nailed it.
This place was clean as
This-
hell.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. Yeah,
I told everybody, you're not getting sick from this place.
I think it's still pretty clean now.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
They
They,
do
they,
it.
have,
They do it.
they changed up, and in the last 2
They
years, they
changed up-
changed up the air filters that are in here.
Yeah, but they changed up the
doubled up.
menus too. The hell with that though.
I mean, like at the end of the day, the pandemic has been a lot of negative.
Pandemic.
Pandemic. Don't get demonetized.
Yeah, we get demonetized.
It's been a lot of like negative outputs, but at the end of it all, I think you'll have events ran better because of something.
You have to.
And shout out to all the developers that traveled internationally.
Yeah,
Here for
facts.
the whole-
Shout out to Toby.
I didn't meet anyone.
Shout out to Toby, last Aura crew.
But well, let's we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, wrap it up,
Episode-
Toby. Wrap it up, B.
Episode 281.
Yeah, see Toby.
282.
282. Not another gaming podcast. Back.
Now I gotta check.
I think it's 2. I think it was 281, but I could be wrong.
I think we like 254.
Episode XXX.
254.
This is the biggest episode of the podcast we've done yet. Thank you guys. Yeah, 282. Appreciate all you guys for making some time. I know we got a lot going on this weekend, but thank you for joining us once again. It's an honor and a pleasure. And I can't wait to tear it up tomorrow.
You already know, bro. Iron Law Podcast again, 254 in the building. PAX East back 2022. Always good to be with our brethren. We got more things to show you. We want to give y'all a little something live from the floor. Well, not live, but pre-recorded from the floor.
Live-ish.
Live-ish
Live-ish,
from the floor. But to give y'all something just to understand like what it means to come to these shows.
Oh my
We've been
God,
working with
the
these
King
brothers
curse.
for
I
a minute.
love
You know what I'm saying? Wicked good. It's good. LordsOfGaming.net in the building. 108 Dragon in the building. PD in the building. Saw that all 4 Lords in the building. Not all 3 wicked good gamers in the
We
building.
knew that was gonna be the case.
If he was here, it wouldn't be the same.
We knew it was gonna happen.
Is it PD? Is it PD? So we gonna wrap.
Absolutely.
Everybody, that's
Thank you
it.
guys for listening. We'll see you next time.
We out here.
Facts though.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Is that the guy from the Xbox?